Many of you probably remember the Retro VGS, which was aiming to be a new cartridge console that was coming to the market. Well, they hit the Indiegogo scene and the campaign kind of spiraled out of control. There was a lot of questions, a lot of people thought that the product was going to be too highly priced, and unfortunately it was scrapped after a few days. They actually took the campaign down completely. And then everything got kind of quiet. The people behind the Retro VGS went back to the drawing board evidently, and kind of went back to its roots. And this morning, we got an interesting announcement. The Retro VGS is no more. It's being replaced with a new product that looks pretty similar, but has a brand new product name, and it's a name that you'll actually remember. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the Coleco Chameleon? Ta-da! Yes, that's right. The Retro VGS is now known as the Coleco Chameleon. What does that mean? It's actually a new Coleco system in the year 2016. Who thought that Coleco of all companies would come back? Now obviously it's more of a licensing thing. They got the acquisition to the rights to Coleco to use on this system, but that's a pretty cool thing honestly. And I think it's a step in the right direction. It's good to familiarize yourself with a brand that a lot of people that are going to be interested in this product are interested in. Coleco was a huge phenomenon in the late 70s and 80s, so this is a good step in the right direction. I'm totally cool with this and I totally understand the thinking behind it. Now unfortunately we don't have many details about the Coleco Chameleon yet, but Gamester81, who is a friend of mine, did post a little something on his website about the system. You gotta remember, Collector Vision Games is working on games for the Retro VGS, now known as the Coleco Chameleon, so it makes sense for him to, kind of spread the word about this. So the Coleco Chameleon essentially is going to be what the Retro VGS was supposed to be, an 8, 16, and 32-bit sort of system that can play titles from that sort of genre and that sort of time period, excuse me. So that's a cool thing. They're obviously streamlining their vision. You gotta remember, with the Retro VGS, they wanted all sorts of crazy stuff. Oh yeah, Unity projects and whatnot, high-end PC stuff. They wanted to kind of compete with the PS4 and the Xbox One, which was a terrible idea, and that's one of the reasons the whole thing failed. Plus, they asked for way too much money. They were wanting $300 a system, and that's just not feasible for a brand new product and a brand new product line. Gamester did say that it's going to be significantly cheaper than the $300 price point, which once again is a step in the right direction. So I'm totally cool with that. There's going to be a working prototype of the system early next year, and it's going to be on Kickstarter this time instead of Indiegogo. You gotta remember, they were asking for $3 million on Indiegogo, and that was without a prototype. They obviously realized this was a terrible decision as the Indiegogo campaign failed, and so Kickstarter, you actually have to have a working prototype before you can put it on there. So that'll also help with consumer trust. Now, really, where does it go from here? It's going to be cheaper, we know that, and they're really kind of focusing back on what the system was supposed to be. So, can it be successful? In my eyes, it depends how you define success. I think it can easily carve out a niche market because, let's face it, when the Retro VGS failed, a lot of people were talking about it. A lot of people. So obviously there is sort of a market for this thing. Now, how will the Coleco Chameleon compare to the Retro VGS? They've already taken many steps to make sure that it's better as far as a lower price point and a more streamlined and focused decision. But there's still so many questions, it's way too early to tell if this is going to be a success or not. I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on the Coleco Chameleon because, like I said, I was interested in the Retro VGS before the whole pricing and Indiegogo stuff just got out of control. So, what do you think? Do you think the Coleco Chameleon can be a success? I mean, a new ColecoVision system in the year 2016 is just crazy. Do you think it's more of a nostalgia thing, or do you see sort of a market for this, especially at the lower price point? Make sure you let me know in the comments below. As always, I will keep you up to date on everything going on with the Coleco Chameleon, just like I did with the Retro VGS. And thank you for watching this episode. If this is your first time watching me, make sure you like that video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and leave me a comment down below. I'll see you guys next time. And until then, the Coleco Chameleon?